each year, hundreds of thousands of marine animals of various species fall victim to entanglement in fishing gear.
Millions of tons of fishing gear are unleashed into our oceans where it's going to catch animals that it's not intended to catch. Basically, it's a minefield of gear that they have to navigate through.
And this is the buoy.
These animals are suffering horrible deaths from these entanglements.
We've got a couple of significant wraps.
That's a huge problem, both from a welfare and a conservation standpoint.
And so we want to try to find all the solutions possible to reduce the threats to these animals.
Here in the Northwest Atlantic, we see a lot of gray seals with this necklace of gear.
They're under extreme pain. It's getting tighter around your neck. It's basically being strangled slowly for months.
It never ceases to amaze me how these entanglements can cause such horrific damage on these animals that can lead to their death. And we need to do something about it.
That is a severe neck laceration.
IFAW's Marine Mammal Rescue and Research Program are the first responders on the ground providing aid to seals suffering from these neck entanglements. When we find an entangled seal on a haul-out site,
Right there.
we sedate them. Nice shot! We capture them, remove the entanglement, treat the wound, and then release it back to the wild. We're able to treat them soon enough, and these animals actually have a very good survival rate and are able to go on and thrive in their natural environment after being disentangled. That means that up to about 5,000 seals are suffering from these horrible entanglements. But unfortunately, our disentanglement efforts, they're just a Band-Aid.
That's not going to solve the problem of getting the gear out of the water in the first place.
So that's where we turn to our marine conservation program within IFAW to prevent these entanglements in the future.
IFAW's Marine Conservation Program identifies and works to implement policy measures, sustainable practices, and technological solutions that will protect important marine species from the threat and risk of entanglement, with a particular focus on the North Atlantic right whale.
Wow, there you go.
83% of these animals show signs and scars of having been entangled at some point in their lives. They face a sort of obstacle course of vertical lines tied to fishing gear at the bottom of the sea.
These animals will hit line in the water and come wrapped up in that.
Every day as you're swimming, you're pulling this gear. It's preventing you to dive, to feed, to move.
Entanglement in fishing gear is now the leading cause of mortality for the North Atlantic right whale. Time is running out. The right whale has about 5 years before it becomes functionally extinct.
We don't want that to happen on our watch. Being able to reduce that line in the water is something that we're here to start that process.
We're working with technology companies and with the fishing industry to test and to adopt whale-safe fishing gear.
So this particular gear that we're testing today, all the vertical line is basically submerged in a bag at the bottom of the sea. As a lobsterman gets near the gear, he would send an acoustic release signal and it allows the line to pop up. The buoy surfaces and then you can pull in the gear.
If we really want to implement change in fishing practices, the most important ingredient is genuinely to engage with fishermen.
You got that first trap.
We want to use their knowledge and have them be a part of this process in order to design the gear that helps them do their job and make a living, but also hopefully saves right whales.
Entanglement in fishing gear is a leading threat around the ocean planet, but there are others.
Climate change, oil spills, ocean noise, pollution, ship strikes.
The list goes on and on. Marine animals worldwide face more threats today than any time in history.
And it's up to us to try to reverse that.
And IFAW is working all around the world to deliver lasting solutions to these conservation challenges. It's going to depend on a combination of hard work, ingenuity, and collaboration.
That's how progress happens.
That regulatory change reduced collisions there by 85%.
Through our holistic approach, IFAW is committed to playing a decisive role to keeping our oceans healthy.
It's vital that we do so if we want to sustain and protect all species who depend on a healthy ocean, including our own.